Hi there, let's jump directly into it. I'm here in the Fiori Launchpad, and to start our Procure-to-Pay process, we will create a purchase order. This is done via the application called Manage Purchase Orders. Select this application. We are forwarded here to the start screen to manage our purchase orders, so we could display them via Go, but for now we will click on Create. Now we need to specify here our purchasing document type. Then we need to insert a supplier, who is a business partner. Let me just insert one, this one over here, currency, and you can see all the other information was already filled. Now if we scroll down a bit, we can see here that we can add our line items. So for now I will click here on the three dots, click on create, then I will insert a material, this one over here, hit on enter again. Most of the information is now derived from the material master. We have here the order quantity, let's say 10 pieces, hit on enter again. Net order price, let's say 10 per piece. We can see the effective price is 10, so the price entered in our purchase order. However, the price stored in the material is 15. But this is okay so far. So let's hit on enter again. So now this is fine already. We can click on order. And you can see the purchase order was created. Let's copy this number. Let's now assume that our supplier delivered the goods. So we navigate to the application called Post Goods Receipt for Purchasing Document. All we now need to do is insert here our purchasing document number. Select this one. Now you can see the structure opened. This looks similar to the MyGo transaction. It's just a newer version. We have here our general information where we can also adjust the document or posting date. And down here we have the item where we could also adjust the delivered quantity in case that our supplier delivered less or more of this product. We must complement here the storage location. Let's take this one over here. And in the general information, the free text field for the delivery note must be filled. This is fine, now we can click on post. And you can see the material document was posted. We can even inspect this document by clicking on the number. This will now directly forward us here to the material. Via the process flow, we can also see that the purchasing document resulted into our material document, and also the system created an accounting document automatically. We can inspect this one by clicking on it and clicking on Manage Journal Entries, new version. And here you can see the journal entry that was posted. If we scroll down a bit, then we can see that on the one side, our inventory trading goods account was debited, and on the other hand, we have the well-known GRIR clearing account credited. Please be aware that this account here will be cleared once we post the corresponding invoice, in case there is no quantity difference between our goods received and our invoice receipt. For now, this is fine. Let's create an invoice. We will navigate to the application called Create Supplier Invoice, this one over here. First of all, we must make sure that the transaction type invoice is set, because this could also be used for a credit memo or a subsequent debit or credit. Then we have here our invoicing date. Let's just copy this date from here. The gross invoice amount. This we can actually leave free up until we reference our purchase order, so that we know what amount we should fill over here. We need to fill a reference and our invoicing party. Then we will scroll down a bit, and over here we will select our purchase order as a reference document, and then we will paste the purchase order that we created before, this one over here. Now we can see the balance is 119, so 100 including 19% taxes. This means that up here in the gross invoice amount, we will insert 119, click on check again, and you can see now the invoice is completed. Please be aware that you can see the text over here in this section, and also quite importantly, in the payment section, we can see that this invoice is due immediately. We can now click on simulate to see how this invoice would look like. So in this case, we would have a debit to our GRIR clearing account. So meaning that by posting this invoice, the account is cleared. Then we have a debit to the input tax, and we have a credit to our vendor. Now we will hit on post. We can see the document was created. We can inspect the document by clicking on it. And we can also click here on journal entries. And now you can see we have here our purchase order. We have the goods received that resulted out of this purchase order. We created the invoice receipt with reference to our purchase order. And also a journal entry was created. Now all what is left is the clearing. And this is done when we pay our vendor. So for paying our vendor, we will navigate to the application called Manage Automatic Payments. Select this one. Here we can now see all the existing payments by clicking on Go, but for now we will create a new one by clicking on Create Parameter. We need to specify a run date and an identification to clearly identify our payment run, because you could conduct a payment run also multiple times per day. So therefore you would have the same run date. However, by the combination of the run date and the identification, you will still be able to clearly identify this payment run. So we will say test 1. The next one would then be named test 2 and so on. Click on create. Now we have here our posting date, documents entered up to. So all the documents entered up until this date in the system will be considered. We will set the additional log to on. This is also something I would always recommend you to do. Then we insert our company code, the next payment date. So let's say the next payment run is on the 1st of August. So this means in the end that the system will also consider documents entered up until not only the 27th, but the 1st of August, in case that those documents would be due, let's say, on the 28th, 29th, and so on. So meaning that the system will also consider documents between those dates here, so this and this one, if those documents would be overdue during those days, because the system now knows that the next payment date is only on the 1st of August. Then we need to choose the payment method. So in our case, you. And please be aware that you could insert up to 10 payment methods over here, and the system will go through the payment methods from left to right. So meaning that if I insert another one over here, let's say T, then the system will check whether U or T are stored in our business partner master. In case that U is stored, U will be taken. In case U is not stored, the system will look to the next one and then check whether T is stored, and so on. Also, the system will consider whether a payment method was directly inserted in our invoice. Then this has the highest priority. Now we will choose here our supplier, and this is it. We could use the free selection, but for now we will leave it as is. This is used, by the way, to select documents, for instance, that we want to pay. Now we will hit on save. Next off, we can click on schedule, proposal, start immediately, and schedule. Then we can click here on go again. We can see the proposal was processed. We can navigate into this one, and here we will find our invoice that can be paid. In case this invoice would not be able to be paid, then the exception list would be filled and you would need to correct whatever is suggested over there. We can also click into the payment that would be conducted and here inspect it. For now this is fine. We will go back again, select our proposal and click on schedule payment. Start immediately and schedule. Now you can see the payment was processed. We can navigate into the payment. Here we can see it. We can click on payments. And over here you can see the payment document that was generated. We can click on this one. Manage journal entries new version. Here you can see the journal entry. You can see that now the liability to our vendor is cleared and our bank account was credited. Also we can click here on document flow. And now you can see everything comprised. So our purchase order, the goods received and invoice received, and also from the financial perspective, the journal entry that was created when we posted the goods received, the journal entry that was created when we posted the invoice received, and the journal entry that was created when we conducted the payment. Now the last step would be to go to the application called Manage Payment Media, this one over here. And in this app you can then find your payment media file that could be downloaded by marking and then clicking on download. And this is the file you would send to your bank to tell the bank that the payment should actually be initiated. Okay, this marks the end of a full P2P process in SAP S/4HANA using Fiori. I hope you liked it. If so, then please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Also make sure to share the video. Furthermore, make sure to check out my Patreon, where we have a community chat and where I post lots of informative documents about SAP. The link is in the bio of my channel. Thanks a lot and see you next time.